Welcome to devlog number 33 for Efficiency, the best to-do list app ever created. Today we got deep in the weeds of Minigame 4, and I'm proud to say it is nearing completion. We got a ton done today, mostly thanks to Colby getting the sprites done for what we're actually looking for here. So huge shout out to Colby for being able to knock that one out today, because we got a lot done on this game. Now, if we go ahead and check it out over here, I have my little bypass button. You would typically need to, unlock the mini game, be able to play it, all that fun stuff. But the bypass button just lets you go straight to it. So as you guys can see right here, the fish will instantly start spawning in. It is a whack-a-mole type game, and there are 12 in total that you need to try and get before they run out. And then based on how many you get, you'll get a certain amount of rewards. It's honestly a pretty simple concept. It took a little bit to code because, again, I'm doing this all on a UI layer. I think I say this every single devlog, and I'm not asking for pity here, but it's a little bit harder to do animations when you have to do every single thing by hand. Now, am I getting pretty good at it? Yes, I'm kind of figuring out this whole system in my head, and it's getting easier to keep track of what I'm doing. But basically, we wrote another 500 lines, not that much, like another 250 lines of code today, just basically making all of this work, making sure that in the minigame 4 script, we are calculating your totals at the end. In the bubble animation script, we're actually properly animating, or not animating, but updating what's going on. And yes, animating it so that you're getting one of the 3 random sprites that you can get. If I go ahead and slow this down a little bit, I can actually show you guys what it looks like without the speed up as the game goes on. There's basically a mechanic that makes it so that it's not just a consistent speed the entire time. As you whack more quote-unquote moles, as you would say, it goes faster. That way it doesn't feel really boring every single time. But if we turn that off, you guys can see that every single fish has a slightly different color. They'll spawn all the way around the screen, which I think is really, really fun. The hitboxes, oh, that was a mistake right there. The hitboxes are smaller when they first spawn in, and then once they go to their full size, they get bigger. That way, it actually follows the size of the fish. I think it's just like a cool little addition right there. But see, that's a perfect score, and then you would get 9 fish off of that. So it's a really fun mini game in my opinion. I don't know. I need to game test it on a phone because I've still only used a mouse, and using a mouse versus your fingers is very, very different, I have learned, for game testing these games, especially for something like, I don't know, Minigame 3, where you're trying to remember things, but then you're able to tap things at multiple times. I can go ahead and demonstrate to you guys here. If we go over here and we grab this rod, and then we go show you what Minigame 3 looks like, you can see that all of these buttons, you can't really tap them that quickly on a mouse, but the issue I was running into was that people were tapping them too fast, and my animation coding wasn't really working for how fast people were tapping them. So it was just getting a little bit complex, and overall it's good to test stuff on the environment that it's actually going to be deployed on. So hold on, let me actually, I don't know why I'm so micro focused on making this work. Let's fricking go. 9 for 9, easy work right there. But anyway, there's mini games like that where it tests very differently on a computer than it does on a phone, and I think that this mini game is going to follow that same structure of where balancing changes, making sure everything is nice. That's all going to be done on the phone, and I'm going to need to port that over to my phone. So tomorrow is a testing day. On top of that, tomorrow is a Pokemon tournament day. It is my first ever Pokemon League challenge that I'm going to. So I'm super excited because it's going to be the first ever ranks thing that I'm doing. I'm running in with a Hop Zacian deck. I'll actually pull it up. But yeah, that's the end of the devlog if you're just here for the devlog. That's basically everything I did today. I worked on Minigame 4. It is almost complete now, which I'm really, really happy about. Just, some game testing, some polishing it up. Then I believe tomorrow we're going to double back to Minigame 2 and try and make that one a little bit better. Maybe add in a joystick or something. But yeah, so tomorrow, sorry, this is a completely sidebar from what's actually happening in the devlog. We are running a Pokemon League Cup, or Pokemon League turn. I forget what the frick the name it is, but it's basically the first official event I've ever been to. The actual deck that I'm running is this one. I don't have some of the cards, so it looks a little bit ugly on here, but it's how I use it to export my deck list. This is the exact same deck, just with different card arts, the ones that I actually own on the TCG player thing. But it's basically a Hop Zacian deck where you're trying to force out Zacian early so you can clear off some of their lower stage evolution Pokemon. And then mid-game, you bring in Cramorant. End game, you're looking for a Snorlax and a Blood Moon Ursaluna. You try and avoid bringing out your Latias and Fez as much as possible, just because you don't want to get trapped with, EXs on your bench, especially against something like a Dragapult. For training cards, we're kind of looking at a lot of different stuff. You got 5 stadiums running in the deck. You're really looking for those Postwicks early game, and then kind of those Calamitous Snowy Mountains to go along with your Monkey Dories, which is a big part of this deck because of the 30 damage that Zacian does to the bench. So you kind of want to wombo combo that with the Monkey Dory in order to just get, good multi-prize knockout turns. But anyway, it's a super fun deck. I love it a lot. I think it's my favorite deck that I've ever played because I'm a huge Zacian fan. For those who do not know, it's my favorite Pokemon. So, I'm kind of just running with that, and we're going to go into this, see how it goes. Probably lose a bunch, but you know what? I'm going to give it my all, and that's really what matters. So overall, that is the end of devlog number 33. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe. I hope you guys all have an amazing day, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Bye.